Well, tonight I am super excited because I've returned to a location that I photographed about the same time last year, and a photo shoot that completely changed my life. It was one of those photo shoots where you capture something different, something you've never thought about photographing before, and that process causes you to see the world in a whole new way. And the images that I captured that night were these photographs here, which if you watched my channel at the time you would have seen them showcased in a video that I filmed on the night. I was elated by these images because they're just so different to the grand vistas that I used to shoot, and I think it was the beginning of my process of starting to look more at the details within landscapes and the details within nature, working more with the light, with shadows, with textures, with patterns, and just trying to come away with something more abstract and more different and more unique. And I've been so excited about the prospect of coming back here again to try and do something similar. And this evening we've got pretty much clear skies. There's just a few pockets of cloud in the sky, so almost the same conditions that I had this time last year, and I am super excited to see what is awaiting me when I get to the sand dunes. I'm keeping everything crossed that tonight is going to be another rewarding evening. I'm so excited. Let's see what I can capture. Wow. Can we all just take a minute to appreciate how beautiful this cloud is? It's absolutely stunning. This is a good tip, this actually. I never take out my camera gear when I get onto a location. I tend to immerse myself in it first and look at potential photographic opportunities. And this cloud has really caught my eye. It's not what I've come here to shoot this evening, but if my planned shoot doesn't turn out as I'd hope it will, there's always backup plans. And this cloud, wow. Oh, I could just sit here and stare at that for hours. Oh, it's so beautiful. Well, here they are. They look completely different to last year, but my gosh, they're pretty beautiful. I actually came back here in February to try and redo this shoot, but this happened. I've come out to the dunes in an attempt to try and get some more beautiful minimalist shots of the sand dunes as the sun begins to set. But as we're out with breeding season for the birds, the dunes are not cordoned off and they are absolutely littered with footprints. See, over the winter months this part of the nature reserve is open and the public can walk around it, but then from spring to the end of the summer it all gets cordoned off so that the terns can breed. For some people it might be frustrating because you can't explore it, but it's great because it conserves the terns, allows them to breed, but it also allows for incredible photographic opportunities like this. And straight away I've seen a really good photograph. So yeah, I better get my camera out before the sun goes any lower on the horizon and that image disappears. But yeah, this is exciting. This image that I'm currently shooting right now, it's got some wonderful potential. I am limited, however, to 200mm. I currently have the new 100 to 400 Nikkor Z lens on order. I'm not sure when it's going to arrive though. I think I might have quite a long waiting time for that. So at the moment I'm stuck with 200mm, which I try not to see my gear as a limitation when it comes to photography. I think we should all embrace what we have and try and make the most of it. But what I'm seeing within this image here and the potential that it has, really 200mm, unfortunately, is just not quite long enough. It looks brilliant when I'm filming this on video and I try and photograph it, it's just not great. So what I think I might have to do is change my aspect ratio to potentially a square crop and try and eliminate the sides of what I'm seeing and try and hone in on just a little bit of these beautiful lines within this huge shard of sand dune edge. I mean, that is really steep. I mean, if we were allowed in there right now, I mean, that would be a pretty big fall if you were to go down there. I don't know if I've ever seen a sand dune that steep, actually. It's just like the whole thing's just collapsed. Very unusual, but beautiful all the same, of course. But yeah, I just don't feel like I can quite do it justice with what I've got this evening. But it's all about trial and error and just to see what I can get with the gear I've got. And the great thing as well is that beautiful cloud that I was speaking about earlier is right above this sand dune. So I'm going to see if through the use of filters I can try and get something out of this, incorporating both of these beautiful aspects of nature. And let's just see what I can come up with. There's bound to be something. Fond of this composition. There's a few aspects of it that are a little bit messy, but I've just put my my polarizing filter on, and I just want to show you this because every time people ask me what filter should I get for landscape photography, I always say the only one you really should consider investing in is a polarizer. You know, NDs are great if you want to do long exposure, but they're not essential. ND grads are great, but again, they're not essential. You can do bracketing exposures. I prefer to use filters. I always have done, and they're a great investment. But the one filter that you really should invest in if you're doing landscape photography is a polarizer, and this is why. So this is what it looks like non-polarized, and this is what the image looks like polarized. The difference in the clouds is just incredible. I mean, without it polarized, you could barely see that beautiful cloud that I was speaking about earlier. And polarizing the image, it really brings it out. And then of course you've got the opportunity within that to make it a little bit less polarized, take the polarization completely off if you want, but you can barely see those clouds, or have it fully polarized and really allow them to pop. I'm sure you can agree. It looks incredible polarized. So I'm going to take this shot. Like I say, I'm not 100% happy with it. There is, I feel this beautiful band at the top of the sand dune that we're about to disappear because the sun is going lower on the horizon. There's so many incredible lines within it that would be beautiful as a really zoomed in abstract shot that I just can't quite get with what I've got with me today, like I've said. So instead, we're making the most of what we can do, and we're just trying to incorporate this. And I think the main thing for me that I'm seeing this evening is just the difference that a year makes. This looks completely different to what it did a year ago, which I think is a really exciting thing to photograph. And who knows, I may come back here a number more times over the rest of the spring and the summer, and just see how this sand changes, especially after stormy weather. See how it changes, see what new opportunities arise, and it could be a whole project on its own. Although, as I'm sure you all know, I've got far too many projects on the go right now, but I like a project, so yeah, here's the image. I wasn't really happy with that image, but what I've just done is move my camera from landscape orientation to portrait orientation, and it's just brought this image completely to life. The clouds aren't that present within it, but what it's done is it's really emphasised these beautiful lines that we've got going down this verge. Really emphasised them and allowed me to pull them through the frame, which is just, it's reminding me of the images I took last year. beautiful abstract, making the most of the sun as it's going down, that last slithering of light that we've got on top of this sand dune, just trying to capture it, zooming in and out and trying to, oh hello terns. Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear that again. Oh, amazing. The last few weeks with all the birds coming back, you know, we've mostly been hearing the garden birds, and the blackbirds are back in the garden and they're getting their nests ready. It's such a beautiful thing. But you know, to me, seabird season is a really exciting time of year, and to be able to hear the beginnings of those seabirds coming back. And tomorrow night I'm off out with a friend to see the first arrivals of the puffins in my local area. Oh, I just love this time of year. I think it's actually my favourite time of year. Now I say that every season, as I'm sure you've all realised. I find beauty in it all, but I do think spring, especially April, May time, is my favourite time of the year. Because I love being out in the evening. It's the evenings and the sunsets that inspired me to pick up a camera for the first time. And at this time of year, when those days are getting longer and you can get out in the evening again, to me nothing beats that. An evening shoot is by far the best thing in the world. And tonight is such a beautiful evening to be out. That light's almost completely gone. We've just got that tiny slithering left at the top of the dunes, but not on any of the exciting areas. But that cloud, I just knew when I arrived tonight that cloud was going to play a big part in this. And actually, you never know until you get home on the computer, do you? But I do think some of those last images I just shot were reasonably decent. I'm not going to say they're my favourite images ever, but I think it really showcases the beauty of nature, the stunning, pristine sand dunes, and how parts of it has just collapsed on its own accord with the weather and everything. And then you've got these clouds. I just can't stop admiring them this evening. They're just so beautiful. I think my plan is to head back from where I came and sit on this hill area that I sat at back in February, actually, when I was last here. And although I didn't get the sand dune images I wanted, I managed to photograph the seals. And I'm not convinced I'll get that opportunity again tonight because the tide's out. But I might just go and just sit and just watch the sunset. And if any photographic opportunities arise, so be it. But if not, just to be able to sit and watch the sunset in an evening again is such a privilege to be able to do. And I hopefully can actually do some more stuff with this clouds as well. But if not, I just want to go and admire them. Step back and admire them. I'm hoping you can hear me because the wind's just got up. Yeah, I keep getting these gusts of wind, but oh, it's beautiful. Do you know, I've already said it, but being out in the evening is just, oh, I just love it so, so much. And I wanted to end this evening and end this video by really saying, if you have a photo shoot that changes your life, changes your perspective on things, you know, it's so, so special. And to be able to come back to that place and just immerse yourself in it, it's such a brilliant experience. And this evening, the sand dunes weren't quite as good as last year. There wasn't quite the same opportunities. And I wasn't as blown away with what I captured, I don't think, as last year, but I do remember last year that I wasn't that impressed in the field, and then I got home, looked at the images, and I was blown away with them. So who knows, that may have happened again this evening. But it's so good to come out and see how the sand dunes look tonight, and how they'll probably change and progress as the spring and summer progresses. But this evening, for me, I kind of just wanted to end this video by saying I'm realising more and more as I'm progressing as a photographer that I don't necessarily come out to get photographs. I use photography as an excuse to come out, and have an experience, because this is an experience, just being out in nature on my own, connecting with it. And I come here with a specific image in mind, and yes, I captured it tonight, but more times than not, you don't capture that specific image. You get drawn into something else. And this evening for me, it's been this stunning cloud that looks like this beautiful bird with these lovely feathered wings just flying through the sky, like a massive phoenix or something. It's just so stunning. And as you can see now, the light, look at the light on me, it's just beautiful. And really, I should probably be doing photography right now, but I just want to sit back and immerse myself in it. Immerse myself in this gorgeous light and just watch it. Just watch it change before my eyes, and watch this cloud as the wind hits it and it continues to change shape. It's the most amazing experience, is just to step back and just to watch nature and to admire it. And for me, I think doing that is becoming more and more like second nature, and the photography is just an excuse to come out and an excuse to connect with it more deeply. So I'm going to end this evening, I think, not by doing photography, but just by watching the day come to an end and the light change in that final 15 minutes or so before the sun goes below the horizon. It's a lovely way to end the day, and I just feel so joyous that we can get out in the evenings again and experience this, because it is a truly beautiful thing to do. Before I end this video this evening, I just wanted to say quickly that a few of my January mentorship clients are now coming towards the end of their 4-month mentorship. So if you're interested in doing one-to-one online mentorship with me, where I can help you find your photographic voice, there are places now available. There's a link in the description box below for all the information. Just send me an email, let me know you're interested, and we can get you on that mentorship. It's the most amazing thing I've ever done. I just love helping people from all over the world to find their voice through photography and find out what really fuels them, because we all find interest in different things, and that's what my mentorship is all about. It's about helping you find your own voice through photography. So like I say, if it interests you, let me know. It'd be an absolute pleasure to work with you. And I've also just released a second long weekend residential workshop on the Moray Coast this autumn. The first one sold out within a week or two, so I've managed to get another weekend secured for you all. So if you'd like to come to the beautiful Moray Coast that you see on this channel all the time and photograph it for yourself, but while being guided by me, and who knows, you might even be lucky enough to see and photograph the Northern Lights, because my last 2 workshop groups have been, and it's the most incredible thing to share with people. So if you're interested in that, that's open now and you can book your space, and I'd say get in there quick, because I'm expecting it to sell out quite fast. But as always, I want to say a huge thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you out with me this evening, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time.